What's up, guys? How's it going? Cade Moore with More Muscle. And today we're going to be talking about hypernatremia. Hyper, it means a lot. Natremia means salt. So it's basically saying you have a lot of salt in your body, or so you have a lot of sodium in your blood and in your body in general. So guys, basically where sodium goes, water follows. So a lot of people that have heart disease, we want to say, hey, eat a low sodium diet because your heart already can't regulate water too well, and we want to get rid of that edema, and so that's why some people, and even for kidney disease, they say a low sodium diet, just to help regulate that sodium out of the body, so there's not excessive fluid in the body. So guys, the normal rates for sodium in the body is 136 to 145. Hypernatremia would be above 145. Increased sodium causes hypertonicity of the blood, and this causes shifts of water out of the cells, resulting in dehydrated cells. So when that sodium if there's too much sodium, it will dehydrate the cells. And like I said, guys, this is greater than 145. This can be neurologic, endocrine, and cardiac. You can have some neurologic, endocrine, and cardiac disturbances. Risk factors include kidney failure, Cushing's syndrome, aldosteronism, some medications such as glucosteroids, and excessive intake of oral sodium. Guys, the American diet has a lot of sodium in it. Canned foods, processed foods, chips, all that stuff has a lot of sodium in it. And if we eat too much of it, that can be hard for our kidneys, and you can get hypernatremia, which is possible in the United States. There are some ways that could decrease the fluid volume and that could increase sodium levels, which includes water deprivation. So if you haven't drinking a lot of water, you're gonna have higher sodium levels. Hypertonic feedings, such as 3 or 5% feedings. In the medical field, guys, 0.9% is normal. It's for blood. If you give, when you go to the doctor or if you give blood, they're going to give you 0.9% saline because that is very identical to blood and nothing's going to change. If it's 0.45%, that's hypotonic. And if it's 3 or 5, that's hypertonic, which is going to bring a lot of sodium into those cells. And diabetes insipidus can cause constant urination, which can cause a sodium increase. Guys, remember, diabetes insipidus isn't it is diabetes, but it causes you to urinate a lot. Diabetes insipidus causes you to urinate a lot, and that's going to cause an increase. It could cause an increase of sodium. Heat stroke. You want to be careful when you're outside in hot weather. That can cause you to have too much sodium in your blood. Hyperventilation, watery stools, so like diarrhea. Watery stools, burns, excessive sweating. All those things can cause you excessive sweating. Well, this was in the book. Maybe if you have a lot of sweat that's watery and not very salty, then maybe I could see that happening. But guys, let's go on. Expected findings would be thirst, hyperthermia, overheating, tachycardia, that's fast heart rate, orthostatic hypertension. That's when you stand up, or like say, for example, if you shift from laying down to standing up and you feel like really dizzy, that could be orthostatic hypertension because your body has trouble changing the blood pressure when it changes positions. Restlessness, irritability, muscle twitching, muscle weakness, respiratory compromise, absent TTRs, seizures, and like even a coma. So lab tests, you can take a sodium test, which was blood test that will if it tell you that if it's over 145, blood osmolarity increased to greater than 300 MOSM per milliliter, urine specific gravity increase, patient care. You want to measure LOC, which is level of consciousness, ensure safety. You want to monitor vital signs and listen to lung sounds. So guys, if you do have hypernatremia and it's extreme, you can go to the emergency room. They'll give you 0.45% saline, which is hypotonic, and that will help you dilute that sodium. Or you can just drink water Um, if you do have hypernatremia, make sure you take potassium. Well, not a pill of potassium, but eat fruits and vegetables that have lots of potassium, because potassium can regulate sodium. Your body has a potassium sodium pump, and that helps you regulate your sodium. So guys, if you want to avoid hypernatremia, exercise, guys. That's going to help you get rid of toxins, get rid of salt, fluid intake, drinking water, eating fruits and vegetables, not eating too much salt. Guys, there was one time I was on my mission. It was an LDS mission. I served for about 2 years, and there was one day I just kind of saw something, and I wanted to get like my sodium and potassium levels up, and I accidentally overdid it, and I took way too much sodium in, and I felt terrible that whole night. It was way too much. It was excessive sodium, and so eating excessive sodium can be very harmful for you. It's going to cause you extreme thirst. It's going to cause you to feel extremely hot and warm. So make sure, guys, all you need is a little bit of salt, and that can go a long way. What I do is I eat about 5 to 6 meals a day, very small meals, and I just sprinkle a tiny bit of salt, and I'm completely fine. And that's with me working out once or twice a day. So anyways, guys, thanks for subscribing. Guys, please subscribe. And this is hypernatremia, high salt levels.